Now, on this show, we meet all sorts of different rogues, but every now and then we come across the sort of rogue that puts a shiver down your spine. The kind that makes you wake up in the middle of the night in a cold, cold sweat, calling for your mum. There's no two ways about it. Tonight's rogue is a horror show. This is a story so macabre, so frightening, it could put you off renting a house forever. You see, it's a story about a lettings agent. But before we begin, we should clear up a few misconceptions.
I know what some of you are thinking. That in fact, all letting agents are just vampires who exploit people's desperate need to live somewhere. Well, it's not so. In fact, on Rogue Traders, we've come across a lot of very decent letting agents, some of whom, coincidentally, allow us to film in their houses. Take Dave, for instance. He's a letting agent, but he's raised over £300,000 by doing charity bike rides.
I'm also a scout leader.
Yeah. Dave knows he has to do his job properly and honestly, because even though they are rented flats and houses that he's dealing with, they're also people's homes.
And I'm a school governor, yeah.
OK, Dave.
If only Lizzie Davies and Claire Caldwell had gone to Imaginary Dave. Instead, after weeks of fruitless flat hunting, they thought they'd found the perfect pad when they answered an advert with an agent called Grattan Estates in Finchley, North London.
When we found this property, we were like, this is almost like a dream come true. You know, it's affordable, good location. We were like, right, we've got to act on it now, because by the end of the day, this is not going to be here.
And how much were they asking for that place when you viewed it?
It was originally $420 a week, but we said we don't think that we can quite afford that. Can we put in an offer for $400? Grattan Estates said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. We were like, perfect, we'll come over to the office now.
Yeah.
And this is the boss of Grattan Estates, Mostafa Shahnavaz. Lizzie and Claire never met him personally, but they handed his firm a deposit of more than £2,700 for their flat. And despite being given a receipt which confirmed the monthly rent, when Lizzie went to sign the tenancy agreement with her friend Jake, she got a nasty surprise.
Jake noticed that the price was wrong. They'd upped it to $500 a week, rather than our initial agreement of $400. So we were like, actually, hold on, you've changed it without our consent. And then that's when it just kicked off.
Grattan refused to budge on the rent, and as the girls couldn't pay the hiked-up price, they were left flatless. Worse still, Grattan pocketed their £2,700 deposit and refused to give it back. What a shocker.
For us, that is a whole month's salary. So, you know, we'd worked really, really hard for that money. To have it just evaporated like that by people who haven't worked at all for it is just really galling. It was just a nightmare. We were just ruined, really, financially after that.
It's totally brazen, isn't it? So just to get the situation straight, you have got somewhere to live now?
Yes.
Good. Yeah. Because this place is available. There's a little bit of damp. Would you be prepared, Lizzie, to go back one more time to see Grattan Estates?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Well, let's do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's go for it.
This time, Lizzie's going to be accompanied into Grattan's offices by a member of our team and our hidden cameras. Despite dozens of phone calls and email, she's been chasing her money for more than 3 months. So, what will they say this time? Now, the guy wearing your nan's glasses is Adam, who also calls himself Roy or Lewis. And he's the chap who took Lizzie's money and drew up the contracts. But though Lizzie's never met him, we know that the guy on the left, sitting down now, is boss man Mustafa.
I was just wondering what is happening with the money, because you guys said you were going to give us money back.
We had solicitors and they said already over.
No, they haven't.
No, they did. 100% they did.
Actually, they 0% did. And once he bothers to stop texting, Adam realises his tosh about the dosh simply won't wash, so he changes tack. Now he tells us that when Lizzie put down her deposit, Grattan was going by a different name, EU Estates, and that the owner of that company has her money.
The previous owner, he moved out.
the previous owner.
Yes, he moved out.
That's nothing to do with me.
I know, but
You
I'm
know.
working here. What can I do?
So are you saying
That's
that the
his
money
decision.
is going to be paid back?
I don't know. That's his decision. If he want to pay back, I'm not dealing with him anymore.
So you're denying all responsibility for the money now, and you're saying that we have to chase another company called EU Estates.
So just who are EU Estates? Well, the receipt that Lizzie and Claire got was an EU Estates receipt. But the offices they visited were the Grattan offices, and the emails they received came from a Grattan email.
And interestingly, the chap sitting next to you, Adam, was the director of a company called EU Estates that was based at this address. It is funny.
Can we speak to your manager or something? Because this is just not going anywhere.
No, it's nothing to do with my manager.
Do you have a manager?
Of course I've got.
Who is your manager?
That's him right there.
Give me your contact number, I will ask him.
No, I'm going to take contact details.
We'll come back another time when your manager is here.
Adam, he's right next to you.
Who is the manager?
Manager over here?
Yeah.
The Indian guy. Why?
Indian guy, what's his name?
Sam.
Also known as Mustafa, your mate there.
Okay, Sam what?
Sam. Give me your number, I will ask him to call you back.
Yes. So it won't surprise you to know that there is no one called Sam. He just doesn't exist. Mustafa does, though. Time to try our luck on the property market. Buckle up. Could be a bumpy one.
Yes, it's time to get on the bottom rung of the ladder and take a closer look at the Grattan Estate portfolio. Keep your interest rates up. We'll be exchanging contracts shortly.